What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Season 2 finale. We are finally here, people. The finale to end all finales. Doctor Who, Season 2, Episode 7, Wishworld. Holy Christ, my expectations are sky high, and the journey is almost over. So guys, one last time, can I ask you from the bottom of my soul, can we do it? We are so close. The finish line is in sight. Can we reach 30,000 subscribers? Can we do it, people? I know we can. And with that said, don't forget to click below. Don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to leave your comment in the community reaction. I can't wait to dive into this story. Holy Christ, I have no idea what to expect. Every single promo image has knocked me off track. I feel like Susan is going to return. That's literally all I know. I have nothing else. I've got nothing else to grasp on. Here is the bingo sheet. How close are we, people? I'm worried. I'm nervous. I'm genuinely nervous. I'll explain why after the episode, but dang. Don't forget, as always, my full live reaction and the edited highlight will be available for Patreons and channel members, but I feel like that is enough preamble. I've got nothing. I've got no idea. I don't know how any of this is going to wrap up. I just want to see what's going to happen. Okay. Okay, before I get into my thoughts on the episode, I feel like I should continue with what I said in the preamble, because I am worried, I am anxious, I am scared for this final episode, feelings which I've never felt for a Doctor Who story before. The reality war is a make or break moment. If you don't know, Doctor Who is going on a little break. At the very least, most positive, optimistic estimate, it is returning in 2027. That means that the reality war will be the last episode for a 2-year hiatus. The longest hiatus in modern Doctor Who without an episode. And that's the low ball. That's the positive. It might be. They'll last for a bit longer than 2 years. And as we all saw with Empire of Death, the impact of these last impressions is monumental. It is massive. It is extreme. It is overpowering. It determines not just how the season is viewed, but how Doctor Who is viewed. The entire narrative of not just this era of the show, but the show in general. It's on the line. It's on the line. These last impressions matter a hell of a lot. And regardless of how good all the other episodes in this season were, if the finale doesn't bring it home, then that's what it will be remembered for. Please, please, Russell T. Dizzle, Mr. TD, Mr. the Kid TD, I'm talking to you here, okay? One-on-one psychic communication. I know you got this, okay? I know you got this. Put your best foot forward, be confident in yourself, puff out your chest. You got this, buddy. We are all cheering you on, okay? The DW fans, 1 to 1 trillion, okay? 3 trillion Doctor Who fans are watching this story, okay? No pressure. Breathe. You can do this. Okay? Let's talk about the episode. Wishworld. I wish this episode was good. Ha 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 lol lol lol. It was alright. It was okay. Very strange. Very strange episode. Seems self-aware, but then it does the things that it knows it's doing. I think the strangest line of the whole episode is when the Rani says, and this isn't just exposition. Yeah, it is. We all know it is. Why do you even highlight it? Do you think that just because you're aware of what you're doing, that means it's not what you're doing? But anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's jump back to what this story is trying to talk about. It's a wish world, as in the wish of Conrad. It's Conrad's wish world, which we all kind of put 2 and 2 together. We had a bunch of flashbacks in this episode, more than is normal or usual, but it's to get the point across because the story is very complicated. It's simultaneously complicated in how big its ideas are, but minuscule in the story that it's actually telling. The story is that John Smith goes to work, he has a normal day at work, and then he gets taken to the Bone Castle. That's the entire story. But the ideas are massive, and it seems wild that we've introduced all these massive ideas in this story, and then they all go away next time? Question mark? I feel like this is because what Conrad's world is meant to represent is more important than the actual actual story. It's similar to Lucky Day in that it's a very themes first approach. This story is definitely better than Lucky Day. In this episode, the logic of the world is determined by the themes first messaging, which is a lot less, as I say, egregious. But also, it's not really Russell T Davies' style. There's a lot more talking about this is a reflection of the world. Do you get it? Do you get it? It's talking about heteronormativity. It's talking about the blind spot for disabilities. It's talking about homelessness, misogyny, all themes that are very present and honestly better in The Sound of Drums, right? No offense, but this episode is very much Series 3 coded, as they say. Sound of Drums, Last of the Time Lords. It's a hard act to follow because I personally love that finale. I know it's rather controversial, but I've always thought it's just absolute genius. And so this does feel like sloppy seconds. Similarly, as I say, there's not really much story to bite into. It's talking about all these big issues, and I don't know, I didn't really feel anything. It's not new for media, it's not new for Doctor Who, it's not new for this story. There were some great acted moments from Ncuti Gatwa. He's definitely the star here. Belinda, as always, kind of has nothing to do. There's that really weird shot where she runs through the forest. I've got no idea about the geography of this world, by the way. Where was she when she did that? And then she just screams, and I understand what that's meant to represent, right? It's meant to represent wives and mothers in the homes feeling repressed and just wanting to go out into the wilderness and screaming, right? Like, I understand that that's what it's meant to represent. But again, I feel like, similarly to Lucky Day, we're losing the forest from the trees, people. Stop focusing on what it's meant to represent and make a story that makes sense, right? If the story makes sense, then the things that it represents should be clear. We're all adults. We all get it. I understand Doctor Who is a children's show, but seriously, and this is truth, good children's shows have messaging that children can grow up to appreciate. It is influential to the way that children view the world, and when they grow up, they can appreciate it even more. I personally think children are entitled to good shows, and that's why I don't take offense when people say that Doctor Who is a show for children. Because yes, children should be allowed to watch good shows like Doctor Who. The stuff with Poppy doesn't make a lot of sense because the Doctor says at the end that Poppy's real. Okay, I suppose that's going to be important to the finale somehow. I'm left with a bunch of questions, but I also don't really care to know the answer. You know what I mean? It was perfectly fine. There were some great acted moments, great set design, but it does feel a little hollow. It feels kind of fillerish, even more so than The Legend of Ruby Sunday. It feels kind of reheated. It feels kind of unoriginal. This sounds like I hate it. I don't hate it. I just feel ambivalent. It's hard to really get excited for something that was just okay. I mean, there isn't really a lot of story there. If you zoom out, there's not a lot there, but if you zoom in, there is a lot there. Conrad is a head scratcher. I can't tell if they're trying to make him seem like he's got the mind of a baby or if he's meant to be kind of sympathetic. I mean, it seems like all he wants is a hug, but that doesn't go along with what was said in Lucky Day. And Conrad remembers what happened in Lucky Day. I mean, he seems like an oversized baby, but has his mental state regressed? Or is he just a fucking idiot? He's a useful idiot, right? That's his role in the story. There's no way he's a member of the unholy trinity. I mean, the baby does more than that. The baby, the weird CGI baby mouth that did the giggle, that was probably the best moment of the whole episode, because that was the thing that intrigued me. I wanted to see how this baby worked. Oh yeah, the opening. Similarly to a lot of this episode, the opening didn't make a lot of sense. The editing was weird, the execution was weird. I don't know what's going on, and I don't really care to. The father just kind of stood around and did nothing as his entire family died and then he died. A useless guy. He just stood there like a fucking dope. Me when my wife gets turned into violets. No reaction. The actress who played the Rani stole the show. She had a great dance with Ncuti Gatwa. That was another highlight of the episode. Ncuti Gatwa was on top form. I mean, him acting as John Smith was incredible. Of course, it isn't as tightly weaved into the story as John Smith's previous appearance in Human Nature and Family of Blood, so it's kind of just left as a shrug, and we're waiting for him to inevitably wake up, which he does at the end. But it's still a great performance. He still has those great moments of doubt. This is an episode made up of a bunch of weird little moments, so I'm going to be hopping around because I'm sure you guys want to hear my thoughts on everything. Rogue pops up in the hell dimension, the goofy garbage ass green screen. What the fuck was that? He looks weird. How does he survive in there? I guess I was wrong. I thought he was never coming back. I guess he's back. I don't know what's going on there. Susan also gets another hint, tease. What does that mean? I don't know. As I said, Belinda doesn't really get a lot to do. Her outfits are great. The Doctor's outfit is great. He goes to unit and there's another highlight of the episode episode with Ibrahim, where Ibrahim just turns on him, which is a great way to show how restrictive and repressive this world is. The Doctor can't be his true self. No one can really be their true selves. Susan Twist turned out just to be an Easter egg, as we all thought. What was the point of the skull dinosaurs? Do I really want to know? Not really. The Rani is characterized as the Doctor's lover, an arch nemesis, and the last Time Lord, even though Mrs. Flood is right there, and the 14th... Where's the 14th Doctor? Where's the Master? God, it sounds like I'm really negative. I kind of am. It's very difficult for me to get a grasp on what's going on. And if I don't know what's going on, then I can't really care. Omega is name dropped, but not shown. The description of him is inaccurate. Omega isn't the first Time Lord. Even in old lore, he wasn't the first Time Lord. He isn't the most bad evil of the Time Lords either. He's in the Underverse, which was mentioned in the Giggle. They call him the one who is lost. How are we reheating the one who waits already? Like, what? This whole series, weirdly enough, feels like we're just reusing everything. I mean, we're just reusing the same storyline again. Ruby's inclusion in this episode was weird and made no sense. I have a question as well. How is Cherry Sunday not in the group with all the other disabled people? On the plus side, the Rani reveal was pretty damn great to the Doctor. That would have actually been better than the bi-generation scene in last episode. I feel like the story would be more impactful if it had that double whammy of reveals. I want to compare this story to what just came before in the last series, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, because a lot of the criticisms between these two episodes overlap. The main one being the fact that both are entirely set up. I feel like this one, though, even more than that, just doesn't have anything onto itself. The Legend of Ruby Sunday still stands as a story, and I feel like the reason why is because it's more grounded. It is in a world that we understand, whereas Wishworld is an entirely fabricated world that is rather difficult to understand what the rules are. So for us, it's kind of just looking at things happening. There's nothing to really ground us or get us into the emotion of the story. It's the same problem, but even worse than Lie of the Land. I feel like this episode would work a lot better if it wasn't an episode and it was just part of the reality war and the finale was 90 minutes long and they showed that in the cinema. Because this episode by itself isn't necessarily bad, it just isn't anything. It's not a story. It's the start of a story. It could have been condensed down to 15 minutes realistically, but there isn't really anything happening. If this was combined with the reality war to make a Doctor Who movie, then I feel like all of these elements would work pretty well. I mean, the ideas are great, but at the same time you spend so much time introducing it and setting it up that once you've done that, it's already time to put the toys away. Do you guys understand why I'm so pro the 4-part 20-minute episode format? Because if this was that type of episode, then we would have been able to set up the world and then we would still have 60 more minutes to play around in it before all the toys had to be put back in the box. But instead we have a really dragged out 45-minute part 1, which it never made me feel like it was bad. You know what I mean? Like there was never moments where I was like, oh, this is really terrible. I mean, this episode works. I mean, it's just like you bite into a sandwich and it's just bread. I'm left scratching my head, confused, perplexed, not really understanding what's going on, not really understanding what's going to happen next week on a kind of basic event, cause and effect type of way. Like, where is there for the story to go? Are we just going to reset Earth to the status quo yet again? There's a lot to say, a lot more to say, and I'm sure I'm going to be saying it throughout the week. Come on, Rusty Davies. Don't be like that, man. I am going to give this one a 5 out of 10. That might sound like it's very high up, but the first 20 minutes or so of this episode are pretty damn good. The costuming and set design is great. Mel is there. I don't really know what she's doing. Charlie Bingham, standout. She's probably the best part of this episode. Conrad, still don't really know what he's doing. Don't know why he's a part of the story. Very confused at what's going on. Mrs. Flood, she's going to betray the Rani because they set that up and signposted it even more. Rani's Sonic Screwdriver is good. I don't know if I'd even call it a rushed story. I mean, it's 44 minutes. It's the shortest story of the season. There isn't really a lot to talk about. If anything, it feels massively padded out. If this was a 4-part, this would be part 1. Part 1 only. But because it's got to be a 2-parter, they've really got to drag this out. We get to see Ruby's mum. That's nice. We get to see Ruby's mum. I didn't catch her name. The dad's still missing. But yeah, what's going on, people? What are we saying? What are we saying? How are we feeling about the episode? Let me know in the comment section down below. I don't really know how to feel. I am mixed completely. I feel like that's why I gave it a 5 out of 10. But I hope you all enjoyed it far more than I did. And a special thanks to everyone who helped support the channel. Tom, Cardboard Oracle, Silver Safi, Bunny, Zoom, Dr. Hoomst, Jack D. Murray, Vorshcom, The Instinct, Kai Keller, Renegade Time Lord 97, Manny, Eric, Ren, Poop Criminal, Diego, Theta, Dark Tranquil, Chicky, No More Flippin', 6th Doctor Fan 84, Comfy Glitch X, Harry, Sanyu, Amara God, Noah T, T Mara, Dobcool, Casual Log, E West, Christian Rothfuss, Unreal Dinnerbone, Aidan Davies, Connor Bell, Ertle the Turtle, Andrew Locke, Bill Fleming, Hush, Wasabi, Jessica, Kai M, Kylo Wade, Mel, Owen, Toby One Kenobi, Sophie in the Sky, Goldfish, Johnny, Anthony Lentz, Fuchsia the Jester, Benzuko Lives, Freddy, Ross, JRW, Ethan, Hiroki, GBZ, Cine Curious, Max Lee Epic Man, Steven, Onisan AFK, AJ, Andrew Sherban, Table Printador, Mystic Shorty, Swaro, Philippe, Nick, Kastretch, Just Him, and Teddy Bite. And with all that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.